Welcome to this week's edition of Track Tech. I've picked out the most interesting, relevant articles from this week that's shaping how we live and how we think about our future. So grab a coffee, let's settle in, and thank you for joining. Let's get started. I found this amazing retro website called I Love the 90s. It's basically a time machine capsule for the internet. If you remember the early web, you'll probably smile, but if you don't, you'll find out why everyone keeps talking about it. So back then, websites were colorful, messy, unique. People weren't trying to go viral, they were sharing hobbies and ideas. Today, everything's polished, fast, driven by algorithms. This lets you get a proper feel of the 90s where we had to channel surf. You don't get to choose what's streaming, but you get to choose which channel you want to go into. There's also a very old school view of what the browsers used to look like. And then there's a view of a few games that came straight out of the 90s. I think these would be in Sega versions or something. Australia is becoming the first big test for strict social media age limits. Meta says it's already removed more than 750,000 accounts that they believe belong to users under the age of 16. They're using AI to help decide who might actually be underage. That's where it's getting a little bit tricky, because AI is making mistakes and some adults are getting caught up while some teenagers are getting around the system. So this is good in a way for society, but it's leaving a bad taste in the mouth because it's not about the social media here. They're actually using the AI to make these important decisions instead of, which is where we're trying to draw the line between protecting our children and protecting people's privacy. And here are some red flags that send all the spidey senses. A farmer is using AI for farming advice for months, and it's worked so well that he began to trust it. Then after a recommendation, he ended up destroying about 25 acres of his sesame crops. So is the AI here bad? I think the issue is that he shouldn't be trusting it as his only source of advice when these stakes are so high. When it comes to farming, medicine, finance, anything, coding, it's a great assistant, but it's still important to get a second opinion. AI doesn't have real-world experience. It only worked with the information it's been given. So this is just a reminder for us that we just need to be paying attention as to what we're doing and how we're working with this. When people talk about AI or robots, we usually think about humanoids or chatbots. But this project is solving much more of a practical problem. Researchers are building robots that can take apart broken electronic parts, replace damaged parts, and then put everything back together again. So imagine if repairing your laptop or gaming console became cheaper than replacing it. This would mean less e-waste, fewer materials being mined, and devices lasting longer. Sometimes the most useful technology isn't flashy. It's the stuff that quietly saves money while helping the environment. And the final story for today is Anthropic has started adding invisible watermarks to text generated by Claude. It's causing quite a bit of debate. The watermark isn't something you can see, but it's built into the way the text is generated so it can be detected at a later stage. Some people are upset because they're using AI for work or schoolwork without anyone knowing. Others think it's exactly what should be happening because it makes AI more transparent. I think it's only the beginning. As AI is becoming part of everyday life, we'll probably see more companies trying to show where AI is being used and where it isn't. The technology is moving so fast, but the rules around it are still catching up. Thank you for joining today. I enjoyed going through these articles. I enjoyed finding these articles. So join me for more and looking forward to the future.